Welcome to StriveScan's IACAC Virtual College Exploration. We're so glad you could join us today. My name is Amy. I'm your facilitator, and I just have a couple of quick notes to share with you. For housekeeping, at the bottom of the screen, you should see there's something that's labeled Q&A. That is where you can type in your questions because your camera and your microphone are off. So we cannot hear you, we cannot see you. But you are absolutely encouraged to type in any questions that you have. Our wonderful presenters today will take turns answering those questions. And if for some reason we don't get to all of your questions, they can follow up with you afterwards via email because they will have your contact information. There are still some more sessions left, although we're getting close on time. There aren't too many left. So feel free to sign up or watch the recordings of all the previous ones. That's all the information is available on iacac.org. which is probably where you signed up for this session. So we're really glad you're here. So with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful presenters, and they are going to take it from here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Wilson at Monmouth College. I'm excited to be here with my friend Rachel Gustafson from Augustana and Nadia Flores from Knox College. We're excited to talk to you about liberal arts colleges of Western Illinois and look forward to providing you with an informative session and fun as well, hopefully. Rachel, over to you to talk about Augustana.
Okay, well, thank you, Chris. It is nice to be here with you all and do this. We don't often get to present with colleges from our area, so this is exciting, and we'll look forward to having you hear from some of our students in a little bit as well. To introduce myself, I am Rachel Gustafson. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admissions at Augustana, and we want to give you just a couple minutes overview on each school and then hear some of our student stories. So to kick it off, I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. And hopefully y'all can see there, but we want to give you a little bit of an overview of Augustana. So welcome to our campus. We have about 2,500 students at Augustana, a good mid-sized school with lots of personal attention, 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and an average class size of about 18. So definitely one-on-one attention is a hallmark of an Augustana education and getting to know your faculty. We have over 90 areas of study, and we'll show you what those are in just a little bit, and 150 clubs and organizations on campus. So you'll see here our Viking Pups organization, which is one of the fun ones that we have where students get to train some working dogs on campus. So lots of fun and unique organizations. Here's some of our different areas of study. So anything from biology and the health professions to business, to some of the humanities, education. We have new programs in data analytics and also in kinesiology. So a real wide variety of programs that students can study at Augustana College. We are located in the Quad Cities, specifically in Rock Island. So we do feel very blessed to have a location that's part of a metropolitan area that's diverse and growing. Quad Cities has about 400,000 people. So we are fortunate to be among a lot of different Fortune 500 companies, a lot of opportunities for recreation, the beautiful Mississippi River, which is here as well. So we encourage students to come check out our location as well as our campus. We are committed to our students, certainly first and foremost. So that is exemplified in our class size, in our mentorship, and the opportunities for our students to really partner with the faculty on campus. And that is our #1 priority. So here you can see some of that partnership in our labs on campus. And we are also committed to career preparation. So we have what we call our core center, which is careers, opportunities, research, and exploration. You can see here core focuses on all types of internship opportunities, jobs both on campus and off, careers, career searching, research, a number of service opportunities, and more. So our students are assigned to an advisor within the Career Center or within the Core Center from the time they decide to become Augustana students. So you have somebody working with you along that way to help you decipher what your vocation, your passion, what that might lead to in terms of careers and or graduate school. We do have a lot of outside of class opportunities. So the majority of our students take part in an internship, a research program, or international study. We have something called the Augie Choice program, And so that does offer every student $2,000 to study abroad, to do research, to travel, to have a pivotal experience off campus in addition to their many experiences on campus. So study away is very common. Almost 2 out of 3 students study away at some point during their 4 years at Augustana. And all of this, both the internships, the research, and the study away, lead to a 98% placement rate into graduate school or into employment. So we're very proud of our graduates for that. So you can see here Augie Choice and some of the places that might lead to help offset some of those expenses with those unique experiences. So here's some of the places you can go. I always tell students, if you want to ride a camel, college is your time to do that, or many of the other unique experiences that students can have too, because you will have an opportunity to spend a semester away. We are also committed to diversity, equity, inclusion, and certainly feel that our students are prepared to go out and work in a diverse and changing world. We do have a large percentage of our students that are international and come from different and unique backgrounds. So that's something that is a priority for Augustana College as well. We are committed to excellence inside and outside of the classroom. So many of our students, most of our students have the opportunity to do either and music and or athletics and leadership, service. We have so many opportunities there for students. So we have a lot of students participating in our varsity athletic program. 1 out of 3 students participates in a music ensemble. We have private lessons on campus, a vivid theater program. And so there's so many ways that our students can be involved and achieve balance both outside the classroom and in their pursuits in the classroom as well. And we'll hear a little bit from our students about that too. But we have invested a lot lately in our community and our campus. To the right, you'll see our new science edition that houses many of our neuroscience and our multidisciplinary science programs. In the middle and on the left are our new inside and outdoor theaters. So we've had the opportunity to add those to campus lately. We're building a new kinesiology center, and the opportunity for our students to participate in water polo will be added with that as we add a new pool into our wellness center as well. So lots going on campus. Even throughout all of this craziness this year, we're still investing in the campus and moving forward, offering students new opportunities. So just to end, I would share with students that we do encourage students to apply either early decision, early action, or regular decision by November 1 of the senior year. And then at that point, we'll look at applications, transcripts, and the secondary school report, which is from the guidance counselor. We have been test optional for a number of years, so we do not require the ACT or SAT scores, but encourage students to get to know us through the interview process. And then we do evaluate every student for scholarship up to $28,000 per year based on academics. So we look forward to sharing more information about that. So with that, I thank you, and I will stop sharing my screen here and turn it over to our next presenter.
Thank you very much. So as I'm getting myself ready here for you all, I just wanted to let you know that my name is Nadia Flores. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for Knox College. And today, Ashley Pearson, one of our current students, will be able to share a little bit about herself within the next few minutes. So, you know, we are a very small school. We have about 1,200 students on campus. Your classroom size is going to be really no larger than maybe 40 students during the beginning part of your years at Knox. But as you grow, you know, into further years, you're probably going to look at a classroom size of maybe 8. So if that class size is important to you, you can definitely see that smaller, intimate environment at Knox. We are part of the NCAA Division III teams. Our students are students first and athletes second, but our coaches basically say that our students are not benched. If they are individuals that want to come and compete, but don't feel that they need the pressures of making this into a future career, Knox can definitely be a place for them to play. We also have a variety of different organizations, but I think the one thing that I want to make sure that you know at Knox is that many of our organizations, you know, are based on the social justice history part of Knox. Our students have 2 different types of organizations within maybe 1 different type of culture, ethnicity, nationality, lifestyle, because it's really important to see 2 different sides of what one organization can offer to our students. However, if you don't see an organization at Knox, you're more than welcome to become a founder of an organization, because we do have a student government for that for you. We are also extremely diverse. Now, my share of diversity is very important because I'm a former high school counselor, and I have had the honor of visiting so many different colleges and universities throughout the last 16 years. And one thing that I will tell you, that when you see our numbers, that we are basically at over 50% of our students self-identifying as people of color, people of different nationalities, that is a very big deal. So, you know, when it comes to who we were, who we are now, we're definitely a diverse community. We were one of the first institutions to offer education to women and to people of color. And we also feel that your voice is valued. Our students are extremely important at our campus. Social justice is what we were founded on. Social justice is what we have. And, you know, our campus has allowed us to spread that throughout the community of Galesburg, which is only 3 hours west of Chicago. And as you can see, many of our students have probably made Galesburg their own home and have started global corporations in the city to allow many of our students opportunities to expand, you know, into their careers. You're going to see a variety of different majors, I think, you know, at every single college and university, but a few that I want to point out, especially the self-design studies. I do think that you need to give every single college and university a chance. And at Knox, if you do not see a major of your choice, you can definitely be assisted. You can definitely find one that you can be helped to create. So the self-design study can help you with that. But we are known for creative writing. We are known for economics, which helped us to give birth to the business and management program. Our biology program has allowed us to offer a pre-med track for our students. And our environmental studies has allowed us to bring onto campus our environmental science program. And when it comes to psychology, psychology is one of our largest departments. So if you do want to have an array of different concentrations, definitely Knox is the school for you. Now, when it comes to moving on to graduate level programs, you are going to see that we have a variety of different partnerships and tracks here. Our nursing program is partnered with Rush University. And maybe one thing that you don't know about Rush is that Rush is a huge advocate for people of color and women. So if you want to leave a diverse institution and move on to another diverse institution, definitely the nursing program with Knox and Rush University could be the one for you. One thing that I do want to mention is that we are partnered with the Golden Apple Foundation. We are one of their partnering colleges, and the Golden Apple Foundation does award seniors assistant tuition scholarships. So if you are interested in becoming a future teacher, definitely consider our teacher certification program. Now, one thing that is extremely unique to Knox is that we are part of the trimester track when it comes to your academic calendar. So we offer a trimester term calendar. And part of that trimester term, you have an opportunity during one term to do an immersion experience. So for example, the startup term, I think that's one of my most favorite. Just think of Shark Tank. You're going to start a business from the bottom up. You're going to be given the guidance to basically have a business plan, a marketing plan, a financial plan. So you can begin to accrue income if you would like within those 10 weeks, or once you're ready after completing the immersion term, you'll have a strong enough business plan to do that at your own time. If you want to learn more about the other 5 programs that you see here, please go to knox.edu and in the search box, type in immersion terms and you're going to see a list of all of them. Now, what's great about our Power of Experience grant is that you can use this during your junior and senior year. You can use it for basically anything that you see in front of your screen, from a research to study abroad, housing, you know, any type of support that you may need to make sure that you are being supported. Now, this has nothing to do with you completing a FAFSA, being awarded a merit scholarship. This has everything to do with your interest to further your career by gaining experience. And of course, you're going to see all of these great statistics, and I'm very proud to see that we have been a very successful institution. But I will share with you that one of the largest school districts within the state of Illinois has declared us as having the 2nd highest graduation for their students. And I'm very proud of that. And I think that when you come to the western central part of Illinois and you visit all of these small schools, you're going to see that our success rates are extremely high for our students. And that's important because you want to make sure that your return on investment is something that's going to be worth your time, and especially at Knox it will be. So as we're closing now, I will be giving the floor to my colleague from Monmouth, but I want to make sure that you understand that taking into consideration merit scholarships are extremely important, so please do. And also make sure that you visit our campuses, especially Knox, because we are taking all precaution for your safety and your health. So I wish you well, and I'm looking forward to the Q&A section. So here you go, Chris.
Thank you, Nadia. I appreciate it. All right, time for me to share my screen. Awesome. So welcome to Monmouth College, and here's a little bit about who we are. Here at Monmouth, we're the smallest of the three schools that you'll hear from today. We're also probably the most rural as well, both of which we think are benefits to pursuing your education at Monmouth. We have about 900 undergraduate students here, coming from 28 states and 21 countries. And this has enabled us to create a diverse student body, a dynamic classroom atmosphere, and a close-knit campus community. We also have about 1/3 of our students here at Monmouth identify as an underrepresented student, and about 1/4 of our students here at Monmouth are also first-generation students. So we're doing a lot to try to make sure that our campus is representative of the US at large. Your new home, what can you expect to find here in Monmouth? We're a 4-year residential campus, which is something that makes us slightly more unique as well. You'll live in a dorm style building for your first 2 years of campus, 2 years on campus, and then you'll graduate into more apartment style living a little bit later on. 3 dining locations and 2 convenient shops in our 1 city block area of campus means that everything you need is available on campus. Our student life services, our career services, dining, residential life, and athletics are all in the same place. Our small city of 9,000 people, as I mentioned earlier, creates a close-knit community where you'll find everything you need on campus. The way that we've laid out our campus with our residence halls on the outskirts, our dining hall near our freshman residence halls, and then our academic buildings more clustered into the middle, means that on our limited number of paths, you won't find students walking around Monmouth with headphones in or on their phones. You'll find them walking around, talking to each other, communicating, and you'll find from these students that those 3 random minutes walking from class to lunch or from class to athletics are some of the 3 minutes that they look forward to in a day, getting to vent, complain, laugh, and smile with their friends and teammates. Also a liberal arts college, Monmouth offers 40 majors, 43 minors, and 14 pre-professional programs. And that little bit in the middle there with the diploma is what you can expect to undertake here at Monmouth in order to get your degree. Your major is a big part of what you'll study, and whatever you study of our 40 majors, you'll be well prepared to take that on post-graduation. You're also going to take math classes, science classes, a language, the arts, and our integrated studies sequence, where we bring you up to the same level as all of your other Monmouth peers. And then we have you think more globally about the world and what your place is in the world before we bring it in for our tight reflections on who you are and your character before finishing with a citizenship class, where you and a couple of other classmates are going to work together to put a real project into action here in Monmouth, in the community of Monmouth, or in the state of Illinois, or even broader if you have bigger ambitions. We find that our classes and the way that our professors teach are developing these 5 workplace skills that are taken from LinkedIn as the soft skills that employers are looking for graduates of 2020, 2021 in the future. You're going to learn creative and critical thinking in most of your classes, both for the ones in your major and outside of your major. You're going to learn how to communicate in our classes that have less than 16 students on average, where we don't have any graduate students or teaching assistants. It's just going to be you and a professor and 15 of your other close friends. Teamwork will come about in group projects, on the sports field, walking around campus. You're going to get to know almost everyone. With only 900 people, you'll recognize most people. You'll know something about most people. Adaptability and time management, you're going to gain skills you're going to gain from any college, Monmouth, Knox, or Augustana. And these skills are going to serve you well in the future as you navigate either graduate school or the workforce. So what is there to do in this small community of ours? Monmouth is actually the founding site of Greek life in the US, with both the founding chapters of Kappa Kappa Gamma and Pi Beta Phi. You'll find sorority sisters in airports or cities across the country wearing their Alpha chapter t-shirts, and they'll be recognized and known from Chicago O'Hare Airport to New York to Miami as where these sororities were founded. And that's something that we have great pride in. Beyond that, Monmouth has a rich tradition of athletic success with 24 Division III programs and 12 conference and tournament championships in the past 3 seasons. None of you students today will have been alive for a year that the Monmouth College men's track team has not won a conference championship. They're on a 20+ year streak at the moment in the Midwest Conference, which is something that we're very proud of for them. On top of that, multiple clubs and organizations, and anything that you're interested in getting involved in, we can provide you with. If you're not interested in athletics, there's still opportunities here at Monmouth with great success in the fine and performing arts. We have 2 theaters on campus, the Wells Theater, which is your traditional stage theater. We also have our downtown Fusion theater, with a highlight of that performance being where they took out the windows on the theater's storefront, closed down the street in Monmouth, and set up the chairs on the road for a performance in the shop windows that was unique and brought some real life to that downtown community here in Monmouth. Also, we have music ensembles and choirs available to all students at all skill levels, and it's something that we're happy to offer. And you don't have to be a music major to be involved with these ensembles and choirs either. Through our Monmouth College commitment, we offer several things that we're really proud of. As a part of our commitment to allowing everybody to study abroad, if you don't have a passport, we'll help you with the paperwork and pay for your first US passport so that you can have we can try to remove as many barriers as possible to students studying abroad. You can go to places like Mexico, Spain, Japan, the Bahamas, England, and I believe a trip even went to Rwanda pretty recently. We offer internship advice and help and career guidance through our Wackley Career Center. And our location's about an hour from the Quad Cities in Peoria, means that you have available access to many employers despite our more rural location. We also promise a graduation in 4 years if you meet our requirements. And if you're unable to meet our requirements or you're unable to take a class because of your schedule, we'll make sure that the 5th year here at Monmouth is tuition free as well. We have a large commitment to making sure that our students graduate with everything that they want to have achieved, study abroad, all of your majors within 4 years. A little bit more dated now, but some of our outcomes from the class of 2019. 98% of our students were placed in either graduate school or in a career after they graduated. And about 75% of that 98 chose the career route. Some of the places where our students have ended up: Caterpillar in Peoria, Coney, an elevator company up in the Quad Cities, State Farm Insurance, lots of management and marketing professionals in accountancy, enterprise. If you're more interested in social work or psychology, Boys and Girls Club of America, Autism Support, as well as sending students to a variety of graduate schools across the country. You'll notice Yale on there for one of our extremely high achieving chemistry students, and we're very proud of his accomplishments. There's a lot to explore here at Monmouth, and we're most excited about our students who can apply for free at this test optional school. And we'd love for you to submit a visit, come for a visit, submit your application, and see what this small school can do for your future aspirations. I'm going to turn it over to Kate from Augustana, and you're going to get to hear our first student perspective. So thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. So my name is Kate. I am a senior student at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. I'm originally from Moline, Illinois, so I grew up just one town over from Rock Island. Both of my parents are actually Augustana alumni, and my mother currently teaches at Augustana as a professor in our communications department. So I could talk being a student. I chose Augustana to be my college for undergraduate. As many students do, I went into my college search thinking that I was just going to step onto a campus at one point and it was going to feel absolutely perfect, and I was going to know immediately that this is where I wanted to be. I personally never had that moment of stepping onto a campus and deciding that this was the place for me. Augustana, when I was looking at it, felt already very much like home, and I was really concerned that it was going to be too safe for me. I wasn't going to be pushed. I wasn't going to be able to achieve what I wanted to achieve, being so close to home and being at a place that I already really considered a home for me. But I talked to a lot of Augustana professors. I talked to a lot of people in admissions, and I eventually did decide that Augustana already feeling like home wasn't a barrier to me or to my achievements. And one of my favorite things about Augustana is my relationships that I've been able to build with my professors. So as I mentioned, I'm a double major. About 45% of Augustana students are double majors. And that relationship with the professors, I think, is what makes our double major rate so high, is we do have a lot of professors who are willing to sit down with you and help you. I'm a art history major. I sat down with my history advisor my junior year and said, hey, I want a double major in art history. And she sat down and she helped me figure out whether or not I would be able to achieve that in the time I had left. And that's the kind of commitment you get from your Augustana professors. They'll tell you not only what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. I was also a Chinese minor at one point, and I had an Augustana professor that sat me down and said, look, I know you love Chinese. I know you want to continue with this department. I don't want you to kill yourself your senior year trying to do all of this. So you're not going to take Chinese anymore. Not what I wanted to hear, but really what I needed to hear. I'm writing 2 SIs, I'm taking 4 classes. It would be really, really tough for me to take another class in a language to do my minor that I really don't, quote unquote, need. But the professor still loves me. I still pop by her office whenever I can. We still chat. One of my great relationships on campus, I think. And then to end out, I think I'll just talk a little bit about my Augie Choice experience. So Rachel mentioned that Augie Choice is the $2,000 that Augustana students are able to receive for research, study abroad, or internship. So I used mine at the end of my sophomore year. I studied abroad in the Netherlands for 10 weeks. I studied Dutch art, Dutch literature, and Dutch culture while I was there. And I think it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I love that Augustana does these longer form study abroad trips, because it really gives you a chance to live in the city, get to know the country, the neighborhood. You really feel like it's another home of yours. So living in Amsterdam for so long, I knew exactly where all of my favorite restaurants were, where my favorite bookshop was, where my favorite cafe was. And another great thing about having these opportunities to study abroad in these major cities, especially all around the world, is, for me especially, I was studying Dutch art. I was in world-class museums every single week for my art history lectures. I was walking around with a local Dutch faculty learning about Rembrandt and the place that Rembrandt worked. I got to see his house on one of my class periods. It was that kind of thing that you don't get in any other experience besides study abroad. And so I'm just really happy that I did that, and that wouldn't have been possible for me without my Augie Choice. Augie Choice paid for my plane ticket to go and come back, and it also paid for traveling on the weekends in between. So I was able to travel from Amsterdam to Belgium, to Hungary, to Austria, to Germany, to England, just to name a few places. And it brought me closer with a couple people that I had known kind of tangentially at Augustana, but we got really close when we were studying abroad together, and we still keep in touch. One of my very best friends from that is in a class with me right now, and it's really incredible to just walk in and immediately have a friend in your class. And that's really common at Augustana, I think. But anyways, I don't want to take up too much time because I can talk about Augustana forever.
So Ashley, you would be next.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Ashley Pearson. I'm a current sophomore at Knox College and I use she, her pronouns. I am from Monmouth, Illinois. So one of the things I was concerned about with coming to Knox was, am I going to be too close to home? And I have so many great options with Midwestern liberal arts colleges. That's all I applied to, that's all I wanted. So it was just narrowing it down. But one of the reasons Knox was the college I chose was because of the opportunities I had to visit it. And like Nadia said, students are still able to visit Knox, and we are doing all the precautions we can to make it a safe experience. All visits are reimbursed through Knox, which is great because it gives the opportunity to students from all over the country, all over the world to come and see the campus. When I was on campus, I felt like I was a student, not just an outside visitor. I could see myself in the classrooms. For instance, I sat in on an organic chemistry class that I'm currently in, and I didn't think I would have any interest in organic chemistry whatsoever, but with how the professor taught the class and how engaged the students were, how the lab was, I was like, this could be for me, and I'm currently very much enjoying the class. I also had the experience to sit in the cafeteria with Knox students and just be a part of a friend group for like an hour. And I felt like I knew these people for years. I felt included. I felt like I was home. And Knox has also given me many opportunities academically. So I am a double major and I am planning on majoring in biochemistry and creative writing, which is a strange combination on front, but I am really enjoying it. Knox has an excellent creative writing program where undergraduate students can get published, which is something you usually don't see until graduate or even more upper levels. And you can get published. You have the opportunity to get published several times a year through our student-ran journals. And then we have connections to national, international journals and various prestigious competitions. I'm pre-med as well. We have a program with George Washington University in Washington, D.C., where you can get early medical school acceptance, which if you know anything about medical school acceptance rates, that's very, very important and rare. And I am able to balance both majors. I'm able to enjoy both majors. And I am still able to focus on both of them, which is why I love the term calendar. Knox is the only college I looked into that had a term calendar, and with 3 classes a term, I'm able to balance things and not get overwhelmed. I can explore different fields that I didn't know I would be interested in. So for instance, I had no idea I was going to major in creative writing prior to coming here, but once I took some classes, I'm like, hey, this is for me. I didn't think I was going to continue with my Spanish education, but I took some classes and I'm like, hey, I really enjoy this here at Knox. So that's one of the great things about being on a term. And lastly, I just want to say that I appreciate Knox's commitment to diversity so much. Coming from a high school where a lot of times I felt excluded, and then transferring to a college where I feel accepted was very important to me. And I am so glad that I chose Knox to be my undergraduate college, and I am so glad that I have been able to get involved here, whether it be volunteering or in a club, and continue my studies and do well in them.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley and Kate, for your testimonies. Those are really cool to hear. I toured both your colleges, so it's just fun hearing your guys' perspectives, and I'm glad that we all ended up in the place that we fell in love with. So I will talk a little bit about my experience at Monmouth, starting off with my choice to come to Monmouth. So I definitely chose to come to Monmouth through one of my tours that I had here. I think I ended up touring like 13 colleges. I was that annoying senior that was like, had spreadsheets and I was visiting every single place. I had my clipboard on the tours. So I was very adamant about my tours. When I came to Monmouth the first time, it was in the fall of my senior year. Absolutely loved it. I loved all the colleges I visited though. So I was kind of like, I'll keep this in my back burner. I really enjoyed it. I had a tour guide named Blake, and in the spring I came back for another tour for a scholarship competition that we have, and I was walking across campus with my group going to the scholarship competition, and Blake was walking at lunch, and he runs over and he's like, Tori, oh my God, you're back on campus, that's so cool, like welcome back, how's your year going so far, like I'm so glad to see you back at Monmouth. And I was just so taken aback. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy who gave me a 30-minute tour 4 months ago, like remembered my name, he remembered to come up to me, he made an effort to reach out to me and speak with me, and I just thought that was super special. And I thought that if the students were like this, then all of the professors, faculty, and staff would be like that too, except tenfold. And through my 4 years here, I have definitely found that. I have had professors invite me over for Thanksgiving dinners. One day we had a casserole party because one kid in my class said, I've never had casserole before. And she said, we are changing that. So we all made casseroles, we brought them in. I've dog sat for my professors before. They just really want you to be involved, not just in academics. They want to be in your personal life, to the extent that you're comfortable with, obviously. And they want to know you on a personal level. They want to make those connections with you so that you can have friendships in Monmouth, even outside of your 4 years here. So I think that's super special. And one of the driving forces for why I chose Monmouth. I forgot to tell you about myself. So I'm Tori. I'm a senior psychology major with forensic science minor, and I'm from the northwest suburbs of Chicago, so I'm about 3.5 hours away. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a drive for me to come to Monmouth, and it was definitely a bit of an adjustment coming from the suburbs where I can find everything that I want, coming to a smaller town. But Monmouth does a great job of including students on their campus to make sure we have things to do. We have comedians, we have hypnotists, we have ventriloquists and bands and painting nights and movie nights on the football field. So they really make an effort to make sure students feel included on campus and feel like they can do things on campus. Since Kate mentioned her study abroad experience, I'd also love to touch on mine too. I was able to study abroad in Finland for a full semester, so that was super cool. Much like Kate, Monmouth also paid for a lot of my fees, my visa fees, some of my travel fees, as well as it's a tuition exchange. So anything that I would have paid at Monmouth, I basically paid to study abroad, which is a steal to be living in a European city for the amount that I paid to go to Monmouth. That's amazing. So yeah, they supported me going through that. It was just super cool. They really encourage all students to study abroad at some point to open your worldview, expand your horizons. They will pay for you to get a passport. That way you can't be limited by things like that. They really make an emphasis to encourage those things. So I felt very loved on and supported by Monmouth through my study abroad experience, and it was super duper fun. Yeah, that's pretty much my highlights about Monmouth. It's a great place to be. I really love my 4 years here. The connection that I have with my professors are ones that I will keep for a lifetime. They have been my rock, especially right now applying for grad schools. They have been writing all my letters of recommendation and checking over my resumes and everything like that. So when they say that your college should be a home, they really do mean that. And I think especially something that's cool about all of our colleges is that they're so small that they do feel like a home. And so I don't think it can go wrong with any of these 3 colleges. Just find somewhere that you feel at home and feel loved on in. And for me, that was Monmouth, and I'm so happy that I made the decision to come here. So thank you for having all of us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tori. We have an opportunity now for questions. If anyone has any, I don't see any in the Q&A. But I think it was nice for us all to be able to share our experiences and talk about our schools, and hearing a student perspective is something that is very valuable when you're making your college decision. And so Nadia, Rachel, Tori, Ashley, Kate, if you have anything you'd like to add for the next, a minute each for the next 5 minutes, I'd be happy for that. Otherwise, Amy, we could probably end it if anyone would like to talk.
I think I would only say that for the students listening and considering our schools, just understand that we are, we're your advocates. We're going to be the individuals that walk into that application committee review room, and we're going to be the ones that are going to help our directors of admissions, our VPs for recruitment, and basically let them know why you are the perfect candidate. So if there's anything that I can recommend during these last minutes is allow us to be your advocate. Talk to us, get to know us. We're really nice people. The western part of Illinois has a lot going on, and we do have another state that's only 45 minutes away from some of us. So take advantage that you're going to be getting to know a lot of people, but get to know your recruiters the best as possible. And I think someone asked a question, or I saw something pop up, but maybe I just made it up.
I think our facilitator might have had to drop out for just a moment, but I did want to also add to that and tell the students, thank you again for sharing your stories, because I do think it's the students that make the institution, and your experiences are really important, I'm sure, to anybody who's looking at a college. So I know that's not always easy to do. You've had more experience lately, but sharing your story via this format is really important. So thank you all for being here and joining us and adding to the presentation. And I think if Amy were here, she'd pop in and just give us a few housekeeping items. But I don't know if she had connection issues, so we might just wait a minute for her until we wrap up. If anyone else has anything to add.
I guess we can quickly ask one of our three students, if you feel comfortable sharing, what were some of the schools you were looking at before you decided your top school, and why your top school? Why you're the school that you're at? If anyone feels comfortable sharing some sort of experience. Go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead. So I looked at 9 schools, and pretty much all of them were small liberal arts. So I only applied to 5. I applied to Lawrence University, Augustana, Illinois Wesleyan, St. Olaf, and Gustavus Adolphus. Gustavus Adolphus and St. Olaf are both Minnesota schools. And when I got all of my letters back and I was sitting down to try and make my decision, I realized a lot of the schools that I was looking at mostly for the distance, and that I didn't want to feel like I was super close to home, because I grew up 2 miles away from the Augustana campus. I grew up going there a lot with my mom and my parents. So I was looking for basically Augustana, but 5 hours away. And when I got all my decisions back, I was looking at that and I was like, it seems a waste for me to be trying to recreate the education I can get at Augustana, but going 5 hours away to get it. That just seems silly to me, especially when Augustana is checking all my boxes and I'm really just being a little bit stubborn about going there.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I see that Dan just jumped in.
Hey all, Amy was having a few computer issues, so I'm here as your facilitator.
Thank you. So yeah, so we're just wrapping up. We don't see any Q&A. So, if you want to call it a day.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like we've got your recording, so that will be posted to the IACAC website. Amy sends her apologies for not being able to wrap up with you.
We appreciate her.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your time to all our presenters. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.